everyone, Laura here, finally getting to a recipe. Now this is a new recipe. I have never tried it, but it sounds delicious, and it is called, creamy one pot spinach shrimp pasta. I mean, it all sounds good, to me anyway. So it calls for 1 pound of peeled and deveined shrimp, which I have here. I'm just going to pat it dry when I'm ready. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 cloves of garlic minced. I've already minced it. A teaspoon salt and a half a teaspoon pepper for the shrimp itself. 1½ cups of milk, 1½ cups of chicken broth, and 8 ounces of fettuccine. Now I only have linguine, so that's what I'm going to be using today. 4 cups of spinach. I'll be using baby spinach. And then 1 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon pepper for the actual dish, and 1/4 cup grated Parmesan cheese, plus some to garnish with. So I'm excited. I am hungry. So I'm going to move on over to the stove and get cooking. It says to, in a heated pot, melt butter and olive oil, add garlic and shrimp, seasoning with salt and pepper. So that's what we're going to do. And it's a 1 pot. Again, delicious, I hope, and 1 pot, less dishes. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm over here at my stove, and I've got my pan. I hope this is a big enough pan, remember, or pot, I should say. It's kind of like a wok pot. I don't know what this is, but I love it. It's one of my favorite pans. So I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. That, and then I have, what do I do with my butter? Oh, here it is, right in front of me, of course. And then 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm just eyeballing it, just like that. Just get that all nice and melted in there. I think I have my pan too hot. Just like that. And then I've already patted my shrimp down. Now it calls for large shrimp. These are the jumbo shrimp. I think it's good enough. And I'm just going to add my shrimps to the pot. And it says just to cook the shrimp until it's pink and then remove. So, or set aside actually is what it says, but same thing. How's everybody doing today? Today is Sunday, lazy day. You can't see, but I'm actually in my lounge pants. I'm just relaxing today. Thought I would cook this up for us. Now, I don't know if my husband's going to like this. He may not, because he tends to be a little bit on the picky side, and that's okay, because he went to get some cheeseburgers for backup for him and for my son, because we know my son won't like this. So, and it is dinner time. So, just going to let this cook. And did I get some? Here they are. Have some tongs so I can flip my shrimp. Oh, it says to season with the salt and pepper. The 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Seems like a lot to me. I'm going to save some for the other side. And when they start looking pink, I'm just going to start flipping them. Yeah, we have blue skies, but it is so cold here. How's the weather where you live? I'm so curious to know. The weather is just so different, you know, wherever you go nowadays. I'm in California, so we had lots of rain last week, but man, it's been so cold in the morning time. I just can't keep my feet warm. I mean, like right now, it's not real cold. It's colder in the garage than it is actually outside, you know, if you sit in the sun. But yeah, you can tell spring is coming. We got those blue skies. All right, I think one more flip, and then we'll take these out. Get a bowl here. And I know one thing for sure, you do not want to overcook your shrimp. You don't want rubbery shrimp. So I'm going to make sure, you know, it says till they're pink, and I'm going to start taking some out because shrimp doesn't take very long to cook, and I'm going to be putting it back in the pot. So I do not want overcooked shrimp. Start taking it out. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. If you are a seafood lover, you can imagine how good this smells. I'm loving this one pot recipe for sure. Even though I'm having to use a bowl, but that's okay. Oh, I was supposed to add, see, first time recipe. I was supposed to cook these with the garlic. So I'm just gonna throw the garlic in there real quick. It probably would have flavored the shrimp, but sorry guys. So yeah, you want to do the shrimp with your garlic. And you can find this recipe on tasty.com. It's called, what I say it was? Creamy one pot spinach shrimp pasta. So, and with garlic too, you do not want to overcook garlic. It will turn bitter, so I'm not even going to take any chances. I'm going to just pour this right over my shrimp, just like that. I'm sure it's going to be fine. And then it says, to the pot, add your chicken broth. So we got 1.5 cups of chicken broth and then 1.5 cups of milk. I'm going to put that back on the stove. And then it says, let's see, add milk, broth, and pasta and cook for 10 minutes. So I'm going to add, this is a 16-ounce bag of linguine. I'm just going to take half of it because it only calls for 8 ounces. So I'm just going to take half, just like that. And I'm actually going to break mine in half to fit in my pot here. So I'm going to cook this for 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my pasta's al dente. It's been about 10 minutes. It's the liquid is reduced quite a bit. And now it says to add the spinach. So I'm going to add my spinach and cook down until it wilts, which will be really fast. Whoop! I lost the spinach. Okay, so I'm just going to stir that in. I'm going to lower my pot a little bit until that gets wilted. Doesn't that look good already? Yum. Okay. So it's getting there. And that looks good to me. So then it says to add your seasoning. So I got these 1 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And you pour that in your pot. Give that a stir. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. And then that looks nice and wilted to me. I'm going to add my shrimp and garlic back to the pot, like so. And it says stir until incorporated. And those shrimps are going to cook a little bit more in this hot pot. And then it says to add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. So that's, I'm just going to sprinkle it here. And then more to garnish. And I love Parmesan cheese. Oh, it's one of my favorite cheeses. So, oh my gosh, it's so delicious. I cannot wait. Okay, so I'm gonna plate me up some of this and I'll be right back. Oh well, this is what it looks like. Doesn't that look delicious? Hey everyone, I am back to try this delicious dish. Let's give it a try. I have a little piece of shrimp here and I'm trying to get some pasta and some spinach. Okay, excuse me. Really, really good. I hope you guys try this recipe. It is really tasty, you guys. I will definitely be making this again. I don't know if my husband's gonna like it. Sorry, full mouth here. But anyway, I just want to make a suggestion. I tend to like my food on the saltier side, but this was a little bit too salty for me. It was still delicious, don't get me wrong. It wasn't salty where I couldn't eat it, but little suggestion, I would just, when you're cooking your shrimp and it says to salt and pepper, I would just sprinkle some salt and pepper on it. I wouldn't, you know, put the whole teaspoon and then 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. I would just do, you know, like you would salt and pepper, you know, any other meat. And then just add the teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper to the pot when you're done. Because it was, yeah, it could, and then with the Parmesan cheese, you get that salt. And then the shrimp, you get that salt as well. So just a suggestion, you know, you could always add more salt and pepper after the dish is done if, you know, you find that it's not salty enough. So just a little suggestion for you, but it was delicious. So anyway, okay, bye for now for real.